Welcome to Appalachian Living with Tracy and Janie. I'm Tracy Fletcher McLaughlin.
And I'm Janie Jesse. And our show is brought to you by Voice Magazine for Women and Modern Day Appalachian Woman. We have a delightful woman from around your neck of the woods, Grundy, Virginia. So look for your copies, and if you cannot find them, the full version is located on our websites.
Sounds great. We are currently in a series called Fall in the Appalachian Mountains, and we are traveling throughout the Appalachian Mountains so we can tell you about all the festivals, the fall festivals, and the best places you'll want to be during this season to see the leaves, because this is the time of year that you want to be outdoors to see all of this.
It is the season. But in addition to our fall series, our travel segment, we don't want to miss what's going on in Tracy's kitchen.
That's right. We happen to have on our farm, we have an abundance of eggplant, believe it or not. So stay tuned and see what's going to be coming up with our eggplants from the farm.
And I bet there's a tomato or two there too.
There might possibly be one or two tomatoes to be found. Now, to one of the fun parts of the show.
Yes.
I love this part. This is so great.
Well, now here we go.
Okay.
We want some audience participation on this one.
Yes, we do. So make sure that you tell us what you think, and we want to hear some guesses.
Yes.
We're on the Appalachian Word of the Day, and today we're going to give you some clues.
That's right.
That you will know what this. See if you can figure out what this word is before we tell you what it is.
Well, today, the word of the day comes from Germany. That's a clue.
That is a clue, a German word. Also, it is a cousin to the Dutch word yender.
Yender. Well, the word also has a root in Middle English word called young.
Oh, let's put all this together now. These are some pretty strong clues, so
that's right. You should catch it by now.
You should kind of know what this Appalachian word is. But
so do you know what it is? Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Voice Magazine for Women and Modern Day Appalachian Woman, magazines with a regional footprint. We are expanding and we are hiring. We are looking for energetic people who want to have a career in presenting a well-branded and respected product. Become a member of our team and a member of a growing successful company. Email your resume or video today.
Welcome back to Appalachian Living with Tracy and Janie. And like I said, we wanted you to guess at our word of the day. And the word of the day is...
Let's go over the clues one more time. I want to give you a second chance. This is such a tough word. So, our clues once again. It has a German origin, right?
Yes.
It's a cousin to the Dutch word yender.
That's right.
And the Middle English word is yon. So our Appalachian word of the day is yonder.
Okay, use it in a sentence for us.
I can do that. I can see that man standing way over yonder.
We love that. You know, in Appalachia region, we have a distinct dialect. And we find it so interesting to know the words where they came from. Yeah,
I think so too. And not everyone is originally from this area like we are. And you know, you may move here or visit here and think, oh my gosh, I've never heard of that. What in the world does that mean? And we do have a couple of different words, like Janie said. So it's so nice to figure out where they came from and how they ended up in the Appalachian Mountains.
We sort of created our own language, but they do have roots in other languages.
Yes, they do, definitely.
Now, last week, Tracy, you brought us our usual segment, What Would You Do? So recap it for us.
Okay. Last week, we had a viewer send in a story. This was Deidre from Hendersonville, North Carolina.
Thank you, Deidre.
Yes. And she said that she obviously lives alone. She has a very nice house, 3-bedroom house. She has a friend, a great friend, who also, I guess, lives alone and wanted to know if she could move in with Deidre.
Wow.
And Deidre didn't know what to do. She kind of was up in the air and wanted to know what would anybody else do if they were in this situation. So,
Well, we had a few choices for
did.
everyone.
We did.
Let me read these. First, you could tell the person that you didn't have room. Second, you could tell them that you have a lot of friends and family that visit and it might get crowded.
Right.
You could let them move in. Or I liked this one. You could tell them that you were afraid if they moved in it would hurt the friendship.
I mean, that would be a logical answer, but
the answer is...
we'll be right back.
Have you thought about publishing a book but don't know where to start? Jan Carroll Publishing can provide answers to your questions. We provide the tools and the skills to transform your manuscript into a professionally printed book and ebook. Submit your manuscript for a free, confidential, individual review. Here at JCP, we believe every story needs a book. Call us today for details.
Welcome back. Now, Tracy, what's the answer?
The answer is C.
C.
C. She let them move in. But,
Wow.
I know, right? But it all turned out great. Because she said what happened after she asked her if she could move in and she kind of didn't know what to do.
Right.
So she let her go ahead and move in. She only stayed for 3 months. And she paid her rent.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that would
But
help
that
a lot.
doesn't usually happen that way.
No, it doesn't. So she was very, very lucky to have that happen.
Yeah, that's very interesting, and it did work out for the best.
Yes, yes. So, moving right along, Janie, do you have a what would you do story for us this week?
I do.
Okay.
And this is something that happened to me just recently. So my story is what would you do? Driving to work one morning, and it's probably 8 or 8:30, and I was following this vehicle that was on a 4-lane road. It wasn't on the interstate. Been traveling probably about 15 or 20 minutes, and this vehicle kept swerving to the left and swerved to the right, and then would be in the center of the road, and people were hesitant to go around.
Wow.
And then when someone did try to pass them, they put their brakes on.
Oh my gosh.
So what would you do? What would you do if you were in that situation and you see there is an element of danger? So what would
That's
you do?
what I was going to say. That's kind of a scary situation, actually, especially for a female
Right.
alone. That's kind of a scary situation. But we're going to give you some choices today. So our choices are A, would you call 911 and give them their tag number and report them? B, would you just put the pedal to the metal and pass them and go on?
That's right.
Let them leave them in your dust. Or C, would you follow them but just keep a distance away from them until you get to your destination?
We want to hear from you. What would you do?
What would
Let
you
us
do?
know.
I love that.
Well, now it's time to switch gears. And as we change gears, we're going to our heartfelt moment segment.
Yes.
Have a heartfelt moment.
I do have a heartfelt moment. And this heartfelt moment is actually being in the Appalachian Mountains, as many of you are, you can relate to this. We have a lot of snow during the winter, most of the time.
Right.
So we do have mild winters, but this was sent in to a viewer, and she told us about a long time ago when she was small, and this was when they didn't have a lot of, the buses probably didn't come out when it was snowing. They didn't call off school then like they do now.
Not like they
You
do
just
now.
had to get there the best way that you know how. So she lived up in a holler.
Holler, not hollow.
Not hollow. Holler.
holler.
Along with several other children and her siblings. And they were going to school and they had to travel about a mile.
So they had to walk.
Yes. Yeah. When all the snow came, they had no vehicles. So they walked out of this hollow.
Wow.
Holler. And so to get out of there, their dad, thinking of these precious children, went in front of them with a shovel and shoveled a pathway.
My.
Oh no! A pathway for these children to walk through so that they could go to the main road and catch the bus.
Because the bus would be there. They just didn't
Right.
call school off.
Right, exactly. You get there the best way you know how.
Right.
So Dad is shoveling the snow so kids can get there.
Oh my.
But kids being kids, and she smiled when she said this, and I love this because we can all relate to this, how we are as children. Kids being kids, the dad is shoveling, and as soon as he would turn his head, the kids would jump from the path into the snow.
Isn't that like children?
I mean, and can you see them just stomping in the snow, having a big time? And then when Dad looks, oh, we're back in the path again.
We really did have deep snows, and that
Yes.
to walk, to catch the bus,
Oh yeah.
and obviously the dad. It was important that the children get their education and go to school.
That's it. And I think that is kind of, I don't want to say a lesson, but it just tells us how we were brought up, how we were raised as children in the Appalachian Mountains, that our families put education as a true priority.
Right.
And they did whatever it would take so these children could go to school and get
So
their
the children could
education.
go to school. That's right.
Yes. And the mean little things jumped in that snow anyway and enjoyed it, I'm sure.
Well, currently we are doing the fall series, the
Yes.
fall in the Appalachian Mountains, and we're going to be doing the travel section. We're going to be bringing some places to visit,
Yes,
and
we are.
you want to stay with us.
Absolutely. Stay tuned.
Voice Magazine for Women and Modern Day Appalachia Woman, magazines with a regional footprint. We are expanding and we are hiring. We are looking for energetic people who want to have a career in presenting a well-branded and respected product. Become a member of our team and a member of a growing successful company. Email your resume or video today.
Welcome back. Okay, we want to take a look at our fall foliage map and see the areas that you want to visit this week for the beautiful leaves and the fall foliage. And we're going to be taking a look at Virginia, Tennessee, and North Carolina.
Oh, fall is here.
It is. It is.
Also, remember the fall foliage map is on our Facebook page, but along with that, we also have a link that you can click onto. So you can go to your state and you can check out the festivals or the things to do during the season that are near you. Or maybe you're visiting a state. You're enjoying a vacation during the season, and go to the state that you'll be visiting. Click on that and the festivals will pop up and you'll know exactly where to go and the dates.
That's terrific. And fall is hanging around. Even though the temperatures are in the 80s, but the leaves are still turning, and it is the fall time of year. And so we want to start with fall, starting in our home state, Virginia.
We love it.
So for all those outdoor adventures you want to see up close and personal, is a place that we actually presented. You had a segment recently, was the Breaks Interstate Park.
Yes.
Can you imagine doing the zip lines there?
You talk about up close and personal with the fall leaves on a zip line. I think that would be fabulous. Janie, Janie, we have been tossing around this idea. The Breaks just opened their zip line. We've been tossing around this idea of going and checking it out.
We may surprise you. Maybe so. And if you are a food lover,
Present.
let's don't forget about the Roanoke City Market building.
Oh, yes.
Now, they, October the 14th, will be having local artists, they'll have crafts, and they all have different types of foods and flowers and
beautiful.
drinks, and it is truly a fall destination that you don't want to miss.
Oh, yes it is. And that's not too far from here either.
No, it isn't.
Also, if you like camping, and this is the great time of year, those cool evenings, the warm days and the cool evenings, it's a perfect time to go camping. If you're a camper, you will not want to miss this weekend in Grayson, Highlands State Park.
Wow, and now that is close to Mount Rogers.
It is close to Mount Rogers.
And Mount Rogers is the highest peak in the state of Virginia.
Can you imagine that view?
That view, wow.
From a high point and seeing all those colors, just overlooking that. Oh, how beautiful that would be. If you happen to go, make sure that you visit the Apple Festival at Independence Farmers Market.
That's right.
That's close by.
But you know, we're very fortunate to live in an area, if you live in Abingdon, Virginia, or near Abingdon, Virginia, but Abingdon has been voted one of the top places to see during the fall.
Yes, it has.
We're lucky to be here. We're very fortunate.
We are very fortunate. And it's really a beautiful small town. It has so much to offer, and it just the charm and the character of the old homes, the history, so much to offer in that beautiful, beautiful little town.
It's so much to do and see.
And we have something special coming up from Abingdon.
Right.
In a new series that we're going to be doing in a couple of weeks.
Right.
And I think you're really going to be interested in that, and especially the kids. Don't forget to bring the kids to listen to this.
Right, so you'll want to stay tuned.
Absolutely.
Now, as we move into Virginia, we're going to travel a little further south and go into North Carolina. And in North Carolina, we have the Sugar Mountain Oktoberfest, and that's in Banner Elk.
Oh, that's so pretty there. Also, not too far from there, a little traveling distance, Black Mountain, North Carolina.
Have you been to Black Mountain?
Listen, I think that is the coolest, quaint little town.
It is. It really is.
You just kind of want to sit there and just kind of
Take it all in.
Yeah, you really do. And also from Black Mountain, think about Robbinsville, North Carolina.
Right.
They also have an Appalachian Harvest Festival.
Included in that, the campfires, the music jams, and they have like apple pressings. It's apple cider pressing event in that festival. It's a very family oriented event, and you would love it.
Oh, you can see kind of how they used to do it.
That's right.
Now, instead of buying it in a jug at the grocery store,
you can see how it's done.
You get the real thing.
That's right.
So, also, being in North Carolina, you won't want to forget, and a long favorite from when I was a kid, too. It wasn't too far from where I grew up. Tweetsie Railroad.
Tweetsie Railroad. And I thought it had closed, and it is not closed. So
No.
you still have an opportunity to visit and enjoy it. And it, too, is very family friendly.
It is. They have a lot of shows. They have a lot of different things going on. But this time of year, you won't want to miss their ghost train ride.
Right.
Yeah.
How much fun.
So as we are moving along through North Carolina, we're going to be traveling from North Carolina to Tennessee, looking at the leaves. So when you think of North Carolina and Tennessee, what do you think of?
You think of Smoky Mountains.
Absolutely.
Now, the Smoky Mountains are actually located in North Carolina and Tennessee, and they are like a sub-range of the Appalachian Mountains.
Okay. So, first of all, being in the Smoky Mountains, you automatically think of fall. I mean, with the trees and everything. And one of the things that you think of in the Smokies is Dollywood.
Right.
You know, that is such a destination for people to visit any time of year. There's so many things going on in Dollywood. But remember, the Smoky Mountains were there long before Dollywood.
Long before Dollywood was.
Yes.
That's right.
So some of the other things that are going on in the Greater Smoky Mountains area, corn mazes.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
It's so much fun.
That's just because you can't see over the corn.
No, I get lost. Someone has to come and find me.
I can cheat.
No cheating.
Also, along with the corn mazes, pumpkin patches. Oh, that's so much fun. Yeah, I was traveling yesterday actually, and my mother and I, and we could not believe the pumpkin patches that we saw. We were actually traveling from North Carolina back to Virginia.
Wow.
Huge patches full of pumpkins, and we were pointing them out, and some of them I'd never seen them that large, and this was along the highway. I couldn't believe all these beautiful, beautiful pumpkin patches. One other thing are the hay rides.
The hay rides.
Yes.
Fun. Yeah.
Yes, that's fun.
And also they have the spooky tales. And this is the time of year for those spooky tales in their storytelling center.
But they also have this music festival.
The music festival.
And it's kind of an old time music jam. And growing up here, we can You may want to call it kind of that hillbilly or whatever, but it is, which is fine with me.
Old-timey music.
Old-timey music. It's wonderful. And they also have a fall-colored gospel festival.
Wow. The list
So
could go
nice.
on and on.
Oh,
There is
yeah.
something there for everyone.
Be sure that you check out our Facebook page. Look at our foliage map, number one. Also, number two, you want to check out the link that we have put on there so that you can see everything going on in your state, things close by. Don't miss it this time of year. It's just too beautiful not to be out there and be a part of it.
That's right. Right.
I think it's wonderful. You'll love it.
Now, as promised, Tracy is back in the kitchen cooking up a recipe with fresh eggplant, fresh tomatoes, and I wonder what that could be.
Well, what dish comes to mind? What is the first dish that comes to mind when you think of eggplant?
I'll tell you right after this message. I'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back. And well, the first thing that comes to mind when you mention eggplant is eggplant parmesan. Ooh, sounds good.
You just hit the nail on the head. Eggplant Parmesan. Of course, with all of the eggplant that we have on the farm, we may be able to scrape up a tomato or two on the farm. So we were going to make some sauce for this eggplant Parmesan.
Ooh, sounds great.
Everything is fresh, right off the farm.
Wow.
Can't be any better than that.
So watch this and drool.
We have on our farm today, we've got tons and tons of eggplant. You got it, eggplant Parmesan. The first thing we want to do when we're making our eggplant Parmesan is the sauce. We use our heirlooms. We also use these beautiful chocolate cherry tomatoes. They have a little tartness to them. You can see them on our website. They're beautiful. They are very meaty. A lot of people love Romas when they make tomato sauce. But my secret ingredient, the thing that I love, that I think gives me the most flavor out of what I'm cooking, are our little tiny 100 cherry tomatoes. I was making this sauce one night and Don came home for supper and I said, honey, you gotta taste this sauce and tell me what you think about it. So he tasted it and he said, did you put sugar in it? Because he's not a sugar eater. And I said, no, honey, no, there's no sugar in it. So, okay, we're going to add our tomatoes. We're going to chop the tomatoes like this. The next thing we're going to add are onions. The next thing we're going to put in is garlic. We'll put a couple of cloves. Well, it just depends on how much you're making. But I like garlic in my sauce. We crush up our garlic. If you have a garlic press, use that. If not, just chop it, scrape the whole thing in there. The last thing we want to add is our basil. And we use the large leaf basil. And I just picked these today. You can put anywhere from 3 to 5 leaves of basil in there. We have made our sauce. It is cooked and we've let it simmer and it's boiled down. A lot of the water is out of it. And look how beautiful. We have large chunks in there too, which I think gives it more character and it gives you more taste, especially for the heirlooms and the sweet 100s. They are delicious. We have our sauce simmering, it's ready to go. So now we start with our eggplant. enjoyed that video as much as I enjoyed
Oh,
making
my sister's
it.
can almost taste it. That is
Or
wonderful.
smell it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I think of smelling.
Yes.
The garlic and. all that
Oh,
stuff.
wow. That is wonderful. You're just such a cook.
Oh, thank you. Anyway, this will wrap us up today for our Appalachian Living with Tracy and Janie. But stay with us. We will be back next week. Actually, we probably have a couple of little things we may surprise you
That's
with
right.
this week. So, but stay with us. We're going to continue our series and actually wrap up the series Fall in the Appalachian Mountains.
So thank you so much for joining us, and we really do want to hear from you. We appreciate your comments and your suggestions. You are a part of the show. You're part of Appalachia Living here. So the Appalachia Living with Tracy and Janie is about you.
Yes.
So please watch us on Facebook, share it with your friends, and thank you again for joining us.
Until we see you next time.
See you.
Bye. See
Bye.
you later.
New day, new way, new women.